All right, everyone. You know, I would have been on time, and that's okay. Life happens. And also, besides life happening, sugar drop and had other things. And I normally don't have problems with sugar. It's just after having a baby. I'm trying to remember here that he's only 4 weeks. I had my number 6 C-section in 7 years only 4 weeks ago. So I'm trying to remember that because you know, us women were expected to go right back to the workplace right away. Well, maybe it's expected because I expect myself to do it. So I would expect other people to do it too. And at the same time, unreasonable expectations we put on ourselves. Um, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was because, like I'm told people like I know more than a licensed psychologist, which is true because of my own experiences with them, and then also realizing that they really don't help anybody, they're just talking. And I realized something, that is a service that I could provide for people as a coach part. I could do that as a coaching service, that you just come to me, you pay me $150 an hour like you would your licensed psychologist, which in the state of South Dakota you don't have to be licensed to be a psychologist, by the way. I know that because I have medical insurance, or not medical insurance, but I mean, like, I have medical business insurance. Like, my policy for my business is medical. So that's beside the point. What I wanted to say is that I realized what sets me apart from everybody else. When I started writing my list down, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could go down a rabbit hole, which is why I'm recording it on StreamYard, is solely because I'm going to put this into the podcast. And for those of you who don't know, I do consider myself, and I am America's #1 intuitive parenting expert and healer. I'm also an author, I'm a speaker, and I'm a podcast host of Healing for the Soul. So my website is Healing for the Soul Plus. If you have not been there, I suggest you go there because there's different things that I can do to help. I don't have all 145 ways hypnosis can help. I just know people typically see hypnosis and they think of people being like a monkey on stage or barking like a dog. If you want me to do that, that's going to cost you extra. And I'm not joking. That will cost you extra. What I am saying is if you want to take and just talk to me like you would your talk therapist, I'm not going to provide any type of services at all. You just come to me, pay me $150 an hour just to hear your problems. I can do that. See, as a therapist, I don't sugarcoat anything. I hated when I had the psychologists that were licensed and then the licensed social workers that were treating me for mental health issues. By mental health issues, I just mean my brain injury. I don't like when they sugarcoat things. And I also don't like when I had a therapist. This is where I stopped doing traditional talk stuff for myself, was when I was over at Bridgeway in Watertown, South Dakota here. And the one that I seen said, oh, it's impossible to make $50,000 a year or a month. It's impossible to make that in a month. Says her self-limiting beliefs, her things of putting that onto me. That's how we get those thoughts in our head to begin with, is from other people that you can't do something. Why would you want to pay somebody? Why would I want my insurance company, nonetheless, to pay somebody to tell me a lie? It is 100% possible to make $50,000 a month, just as it's 100% not impossible, but it's 100% possible to make $1 billion a month. It is possible. The problem that people get is this impossibility part, is when other people that have not done it themselves say, you can't do this because, well, I couldn't do it, so that means you can't do it. That's where that social worker was coming from. I told the psychologist that. Well, he was, it's not possible to make $50,000 a month. Says who? Says you, the person who's supposed to be helping me? Yeah, no, that's not how I roll. I don't sugarcoat anything. That's also why I don't sugarcoat my experiences with my therapist that I have seen. You tell me one therapist who doesn't have a self-limiting belief, and you probably meet Jesus, because all of us have self-limiting beliefs and decisions. It's just how many people are willing to do the work on themselves to get to that place where they work on those beliefs themselves. So this way they can help more people. I'm one who works on myself. That's why I said I do consider myself an expert. I am an expert because I am the only expert that I know that's willing to say, you know what, I don't know all the answers. I'm willing to find the answers. I'm willing to do the work on myself. I'm willing to say, you know what, I don't know everything, but that's why I consider myself an expert, because I do the work on myself. I do take and say, you know what, let's go find the answer. Because to me, that's what an expert should do. If you're an expert in your field, you should be willing to say, I do the work on myself. Here, I can show you that I do the work on myself. I also, as a therapist, is I offer solutions to your problem. Like I said, I just don't talk about the problem and then we keep coming back year after year, month after month, and week after week. We don't just talk about the problems, we actually fix them. That's why I said, if you want to pay me $150 an hour, I'll gladly listen to all your problems. And I won't do anything but just sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. That's what you pay your regular psychologist for, your regular social worker that's treating you for mental health issues. I can listen to it too. I can listen to your stories about depression, anxiety, and how it's affecting you, and then not even do anything to help you. Instead, what I do is I say, hey, you've got this problem with anxiety. How long have you had it? Okay, when do you notice it? Okay, well, you told me when you would notice it. Okay, so what does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Where do you notice it in your body? Okay, well, you told me all that. Okay, so now you told me all these very helpful details. Now, when you hear that voice, does it sound familiar? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Okay, well, okay, so it's your mom saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, let's go. Okay, well, before you start hearing that voice, what are you doing in the moment that's creating that anxiety? You know, that heart that's racing, I gotta get it done right now. What's creating that? Okay, so when you feel those moments, what if instead we give you an anchor that when you have that moment, you can take and say, okay, now I know exactly what I'm going to do. I set my anchor. Once I got my anchor, I can go do what it is that I need to do without having the thought of my mom yelling at me that I need to hurry up. I can take and go do something that I need to do, like procrastination. I don't know about you, but I love procrastinating. So when we start doing these things, it's empowering you. It's giving you tools. It's giving you solutions. Talk therapy doesn't do that. Other therapists probably don't do that either. Other therapists, in fact, probably don't even send you a summary consult. They probably never follow up with you. Once you leave their office, they know damn well if you don't make that appointment, the second you leave that office, you're never going to come back. I, on the other hand, I say, hey, it's been a while, let's follow up. Or like most people, they're done after 5 sessions. Yes, you heard me correctly, 5 sessions, and your confidence issue is gone. You have more confidence. 5 sessions, your sexual problem that you were having is gone. 5 sessions, a lot of your problems are gone that you've had for years. The traditional medication, traditional talk wasn't doing the work for you, because you also need to do the work as well. This is not, I do it for you. It's still, you have to do it yourself. That's why my own hypnotherapist, he does help me, yes. However, when he's helping me, he's just doing the suggestions that I would like for myself. So like when I ask my hypnotherapist to help me out with sleep, for example, I'm like, the second I hit my head on the pillow, I want to be like my husband, where he's just out like a light bulb and does not wake up until morning. Okay, so when I asked my hypnotherapist to help me with that, guess what happened? I got hypnotized. The second my head hits the pillow, I go to sleep. So that's a plus. Okay, so I'm doing the work by having somebody else also help me do the work that I need to do on myself. So another way that I'm different is, okay, I already said if I say I don't know something, okay, my handwriting can improve. I also do handwriting analysis, so I can tell when I'm stressed or not. And I can also tell if you're balanced or not with your handwriting. And in your text messages, I can tell if you're confident or not. The letter I says so much about how you feel about yourself. I already said I follow up with people. Oh, I'm also private pay. So that means I don't take insurance. I can't give you a medical diagnosis. That's the only difference. Your doctors get paid through your insurance by giving you a diagnosis, the same way you're a licensed psychologist or your psychologists out there who, the social workers who are the mental health practitioners. That's how they get money, is a bill your insurance company by giving you a diagnosis in the DSM-5, which is basically a huge book of a variety of issues, not just mental health ones. I mean, like they even got obstructive sleep apnea in the DSM-5. So this DSM-5 is the manual of how to bill your insurance company. Because I tell you right now, we all have something for an issue that's in the DSM-5. We all do. You look up all the different issues. Okay, well, I've had this for 6 months. I've had that for 6 months. We'll just slap the label on you so this way we get our money from the insurance company. Cha-ching. Okay. I don't have insurance companies that I deal with. That is nice. You don't know how many medical doctors that have told me that that's nice. I don't have insurance to deal with. And I'm like, I know. However, I can take the HSA. So if you have a health savings account, that can pay for the hypnotherapy with a doctor's note. Most of the issues I have, they need doctor's notes depending upon what the problem is. So then, and that's only because I'm not a licensed doctor. So I also teach you tools to use for life. Like I said about the anxiety, depression example. I give you tools that you can use for life. Like an anchor, you can use that for life. The anchor that I'm talking about is, okay, I'm going to anchor in confidence right now, for example. That's an anchor that you're going to use in hypnosis. We're going to practice in hypnosis. And then out in public, out in daily life, when you're having an anxiety attack, a panic attack, you're having whatever, you just hit those two together. And guess what? You're no longer having those issues, that panic attack and all that. You are actually being able to say, hey, I got this tool. I can use it. I'm confident. I know what I'm doing. And that's what I can do to help you. Your other people can't do that, the other therapists. Okay, you also get hypnotic recordings of the sessions. Yes, I got to breastfeed. So yes, you do get mommypreneur doing that. Mompreneurs got to do to feed their kids and take care of their families. Now, the traditional therapists, they do have that where they don't have their children in session, okay? If they're breastfeeding, they use a breast pump. So with me, yes, you are going to get a mompreneur. Yes, you're not getting the traditional ways of how we do things. You're going to get that because you know what? I'm a mompreneur. Mompreneur means a mom who is also an entrepreneur. I work for myself. I don't have employees. So when you're seeing me, your money isn't going to this big ass corporation that's employing more people that can't help people long term and give them tools long term. You're basically helping me say, hey, she needs to feed her family. She needs to take and grow this business to help more people because I already know that I have a global impact that I'm making in this business. Nobody else can see that right now. I see it just fine with all the things that I'm putting together, like my Maxwell Leadership, where I'm coaching, speaking, and training. I already see that. I already have it in my mind. I already know how it's working. I already have it planned out. Just like my Discovery Toys, I already have it planned out, how things are happening. Traditional talk therapists and all this, they don't have that. So the therapist that also makes me different is I also know the difference between the talk therapy, where they don't have those skills that a certified hypnotherapist has. Lost my train of thought there for a minute. So the certified hypnotherapist, like myself, that went to college for what I do, I studied family systems. I studied child hypnosis. I studied the ethics. I had to take 2 or 3 classes. I think it was like 2 or 3 classes on ethics alone I had to take. And this is for out in California. That's not applying here. But the ethics still apply no matter where you go because the first rule is do no harm. I don't know about you, but doctors are doing harm when they prescribe medication that's not needed for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, when you could see a certified hypnotherapist like myself, and those problems go away. They're not meant for long-term use. They're dangerous if you take them long term. Why do you think you end up with cancer? Your doctors ain't going to tell you cancer comes from lack of self-forgiveness. All forgiveness is for yourself. See, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to. I'm not going to start sugarcoating it. Some things people do want to sugarcoat. Sugarcoating, I will refer you to other people that want to sugarcoat it. That's probably why I attract more men than women. Because men, they're like, tell me what the problem is, tell me how to fix it, and I'll go out and do it. There's not very many women out there that are like myself, that are like, tell me the problem, how to fix it, what I need to do, and I will go do it. There's not a lot of women out there that do that, especially for a therapist. There's not a lot of them that are willing to do that. They want you to figure it out on your own years and years and years and years later, so that way they've got plenty of money from you, and then they wasted a bunch of your time that you can't get back. Time you can't get back. You can always get more money. You can always get more stuff. You cannot get time back. You cannot get people back. So they waste your most valuable, most precious assets. That's why I'm like, let's do this. So that's why I teach you the tools for life. And then the hypnotic recordings, you're going to get those to reinforce. So this way you're not having to come back and see me. Like I said, if you want to, for other things, fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying I don't want to see people. My goal is to get you in, help you resolve your problem, give you the tools to take home to use for life, have you have the recordings to help you while we're working together on your issues. That's my whole thing. And then the ultimate goal is for you to hit your results. If you don't get your results, that's no problem. That's no skin off my back. The problem that I do have is that I didn't want to waste my time and your money, or your time either. Because like I said, you cannot get time back. So you also learn how to use the resources inside yourself so that you're not relying on me. That's what I just said basically, because traditional ways don't teach you that. At least mine never did. I was 16 years of that shit and never got any, nobody ever told me that I could have a business by myself. Nobody told me that I didn't need Xanax. Nobody told me I didn't need Zyprexa. Nobody told me I didn't need Zoloft and all these other crap shit that they had me on, because they were making lots of money off of me being sick and not realizing that there was other ways. And a lot of people are like, oh, but you got to find the right tool, right person, all this other stuff. Yes, that's true. However, you got to remember, to a doctor, you're just one big dollar sign. I'm just telling you. And I'm not saying anything 100% bad about doctors either, because there are some good and there are some bad. The reality is I see a doctor. Yes, I just found out about what was wrong with my foot. The doctor didn't want to take an x-ray the first time back in 2021 because, there's probably nothing wrong with your toe, nothing wrong with your foot. Okay, make me wait after a pregnancy, make me wait some more to find out I have 3 problems wrong with my foot that I told you that you needed to fix the first damn time because you didn't listen to me. That's where I get irritated with doctors. I know my body. They don't. You also, I want to tell you this right now, you know your body better than anybody quack out there. I'm saying a quack because you do know your body better than anybody else. You know your body even better than I do. So when you're seeing these people, you got to remember, you are your own best advocate. You really, truly are. So if you want somebody to help you, you got to say, hey, I want help. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't, I don't know about these medications. That's what I kept asking my doctor about, the cortisone shots that I had every 3 months back in 2004 after I hit my deer and stuff like that. They didn't know. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't take them so much. Then a study comes out. We should limit how much we use cortisone, like once, twice a year, if that. After you already shot my back, got problems in my back, got problems in my foot, got problems in my hip. Thank you. But that's on me because we don't know what we didn't know. Just saying. So then you also typically, like I said, it's already 5 sessions typically for one problem. There's also no waiting. I don't know about you, but I hate waiting at the doctor's office. They get you there 15 minutes early. Come 15 minutes early. Meanwhile, you got to wait 30 more minutes just to see the doctor for 10 minutes. I don't like that. With me, there is no waiting. You're here, you get in, and you get out. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm just saying, like, there's no waiting period is what I'm getting at. And then there's also, can't even read that. Get time. Oh yeah, you get time that you paid for. So if you pay me for an hour, you get an hour. Okay, you get 60 minutes. Your traditional therapist and certainly your doctors get about 10 minutes with you, unless you see a different type of doctor. If you see a root function medicine doctor, you're going to get a lot more time than you would traditional ways. Also, the therapists that you typically see out there, they give you 45 minutes instead of a full 60 minutes. Or in my case, I also offer the 90 minutes, but you're going to pay more for that because I can't be working for free either. So when I said these different things about me as a therapist, and I'm also comparing and contrasting these other modalities, it's not to say that they're not helpful. It's not to say that they're not working. It's just saying that this is what makes me different than everybody else, is that I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't sugarcoat it. I offer solutions to your problems because we're not just talking about the problem. We're actually working on solutions to fix the problem. I also say, if I don't know something, I don't know it, I'll refer you to somebody else, or I'll say, hey, let's go find out the answer. I also follow up with people. Like I said, your doctors and all them, they know that if they don't get that appointment with you booked in that session, you're not going to come back. They know that. I'm also private pay. I teach you tools to use for life that are outside the office, unlike these other ways. You also get recordings, the hypnotic recordings, to take those home and be like, okay, I need a little bit more here. I can re-listen to it, and there you go. You learn how to use the resources that are within inside yourself to not rely on me, unlike the traditional ways. You got to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. I empower you to use those resources within yourself, because, when they say, how do you achieve a goal? You start with the end in mind. You know why they say start with the end in mind in a goal? This is why. Because your subconscious mind, the 95% of why you do what you do, how you do what you do, you don't know until you start working backwards. That's why a goal achievement works, because when you start thinking about, okay, how did I make $10,000 this month? These are the action steps I took. I wrote it out very detailed. You go ahead and do those activities, you'll hit that $10,000. That's why it works, because your subconscious mind already knows exactly how to go get anything you tell it to go get. It's an excellent goal working machine. It'll do whatever you want it to do. If you want your brain to go tell you all the ways that you were ever stupid, every other way that you ever failed, it will gladly show you all the times you failed. It will gladly show you every time you said you were stupid. It'll even show you all the stupid things that you've done. It will gladly do that for you. It has no problem, because your subconscious mind is the most powerful tool on the planet over all these other methods. That's why you can think yourself sick. You can think yourself thin. You can think all these different things. That's why they're able to put a man on the moon. That's why they're able to think up the phone, the cameras, even on the phone, was because somebody had a thought, and those thoughts become things. You read Think and Grow Rich. You read The Science of Getting Rich. You read these books. It's all here. It's not just going to listen to somebody, like I said. And then it's also the 5 sessions for one problem typically. And then it's also no waiting, like I said. I'm trying to read my handwriting here. I wrote left-handed on here. And then you also get the time that you paid for. So I went through a quick what makes me different as a therapist in line and order. And like I said, I've also come to the conclusion that not everybody wants help. Not everybody wants to be served, and by served, I mean not everybody wants to have a better life. Because people, I'll be the first one to admit, if you had told me, and in fact, when a doctor did tell me, my pain management doctor, I had to see a pain psychologist. I had to see a sleep psychologist. I've had to see 2 of them in order to get the shots that I was getting for radio frequency and that, because at one point Medicare required it. Well, when I had those things done, here's the deal. The one, I remember the sleep expert said that I needed to, that she expects when she goes home at night, she's going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. She's going to, have the lights down and all this other stuff. And she expects to fall asleep at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, really? It doesn't work that way. This is before I had kids. Another person in pain management told me that that's all in my head. Well, the doctors kept saying it was all in my head, but the problem was they didn't specify that the problem that was in my head was my mindset. I had to change this and how I view things before I could finally understand what they were trying to tell me. It was never in my head. It's like my foot problems when I found out that I actually do got problems with my foot. I was like, it wasn't in my head like what you told me. You should have done a damn x-ray like I told you to. That's how I feel about that doctor. That's beside the point. My whole thing is not to be upset. My whole thing is, I probably do sound upset to some people who are listening, and other people, I'm just like, you know what? That's okay. If you think that I'm upset, that's fine. That's on you. That's not on me. You can tell that I am very passionate about what it is that I do. I want to help people. I want to empower people to be the best version of themselves, because damn it, I wish I would have had somebody like me back in my 20s. I wouldn't have wasted a whole damn decade trying to figure shit out if I would have had somebody like myself in my 20s saying, hey, Robin, wait a minute, hold on. You're having a nurse come make sure that you're swallowing those pills of death from the psychiatrist. Wait a minute, Robin, you're having somebody else take and mow your grass from the county. Wait a minute, you're having somebody else do these things for you? What the hell? You can do this. You know how to do this. You can do it. But instead I heard, okay, we got another appointment. We got to go to physical therapy again. Now you can't drive because, well, you lost the ability to walk. Do you think my doctors gave two craps when I couldn't walk? I've only had to get the ability to walk twice after being a child, learning how to walk the first time. So when I have all these other people that I see out there that are like, they can't walk, they can't do things, because you're telling yourself that you can't. And I have the exact same problem too. I have days that I'm like, damn it, my back hurts. Damn it, my foot hurts. I can't do this. And then the second I say I can't, which I've never seen a can't, I've only seen cans. I don't know about you, but my green beans come in a can, not a can't. The whole reason what I'm saying right now is that I want you to understand something. Your thoughts are everything. You can manifest. You can create the life of your dreams by, if you want somebody to really help you. I don't want to take your money and be like, I got your money. Now I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to take it and work with you. I'm just going to let you talk about your problems. That's why I said, if you want to do that, I'll gladly, you can pay me $150 an hour just to listen to you complain about your problems and complain about your life, and I won't do anything. And I do feel bad for the psychologists that I had, that all I did was sit there and go complain about my problems. They probably needed a psychologist to help them with their problems. Or they probably just went and said, oh, same shit, different week. Just come back, But my whole thing is, though, that seriously, though, is that I get very fired up, very passionate about what it is that I do. And it's not trying to push people away for me as much as it is that this is like a filter. I look at everything as a filter. For example, if you want sugarcoating, I can give you a different hypnotherapist that will sugarcoat things. That's not me. I will find somebody else. You want smoking cessation? I will find somebody else. That's not me. You want to work on your problems for men that can't get their erection? I can help you with that, because I have helped other men be able to have an erection. I have helped with that using hypnosis. I have helped people get their self-confidence. I have done that using hypnosis and NLP. I have done those things. I have helped people release weight using hypnosis. I have done those things. I have helped people increase their income using hypnosis. I have done those things. I have done a lot of those things to help people. And what it does for me, as it's like, I'm glad that I'm able to empower them. I'm glad that I'm able to help teach them skills that are lifelong, not just short term. We're working together for those 5 sessions and then they're done. I'm very thankful for all these people that I have helped, because I look at every single person that I've helped, and I'm so incredibly thankful to God that they came into my life. I'm so thankful that they called me. I'm so thankful that the few people, not a few people, it's been over 50 people I've helped. I am so thankful that they have chose me to help guide them in life, to get them to that place where they want to be. And I'm so incredibly thankful for people who listen to the podcast. I'm incredibly thankful for people who are reaching out to me for that help. I'm incredibly thankful for that, because I realize not everybody wants to have the same view as I do, and that's fine. I just want to say, like I said, that I use all of this as a filter. So when I say that I don't sugarcoat, that's fine. You can go find somebody else that wants to sugarcoat it. That's not me, because I don't want to sugarcoat things. And here's why. It's because when I had somebody sugarcoat it for me, I spent, like I said, 16 years in traditional talk therapy about my problems, come back every single week for 45 minutes, waste my gas, waste my time that I can't get back. I can't get any of those hours of that 16 years of that shit back. I can't get any of that back. I wasted so much time. I wasted a hell of a lot of time. I wasted a hell of a lot of taxpayer dollars for problems that didn't exist. If I had gone and seen a hypnotherapist, 5 sessions, and all those problems would have been gone. Or like right now, I'm seeing my hypnotherapist consistently, and guess what? Things are progressing faster. Because ultimately what happens is that the subconscious mind is not in alignment with the conscious mind. So consciously, I know what it is that I want. I want more money. I want to be able to help more people. How am I going to help more people? I need more money. I know that. That's a cycle. I want to make a global impact. I can't make a global impact if I don't have people in the business. And I know that. I can't get my family out of the situations that we're living in without me bringing in more clients. I can't bring in more people without having more money to do so. So I know what it takes. It all takes money. And money is not evil. It is the most beautiful thing, because it can help me get my dreams met, which is helping more people, making a global impact. That is my ultimate goal, is to make a global impact, because I already know that it's set there for me to do. I just need to figure out how to be able to achieve it through more people. So one of the things that I also wanted to mention real quick here with my long-winded topic of everything I've been talking about right after my sugar had dropped, is that when life happens, you have a choice. You can make a lemon. You can keep it as a lemon. You can think about the problem all day. Or you can take and say, you know what? How can I make this better? What can I do differently that I haven't thought of yet to make this into a better lemonade or a better lemon? And that's what also makes me different, is I'm like, okay, let's look at this differently. Every day I'm constantly thinking, what have I not done yet? What can I do different that I haven't done yet? What can I do different to help more people? What is it that I haven't thought of? I wrote a list the one day of like 25 things that I've already done to help grow the business that didn't work right now. And I'm just like, okay, I've got radio ads going right now. I've got my sign on the road. I've got my sign on the office with my name and my phone number. Like, I got these things up, but I'm waiting. And waiting is not my strong suit. It just isn't. However, God likes to sit here and say, you got to wait and wait and wait and wait. But it will all happen in His time, not mine. That's the impatient part of all of us, is that we don't like to wait. But anyways, I thank you for your time and your energy. And yes, this is time that you can't get back either. So when people do things quick, the 3-second world that we live in, it's really sad that we're losing that connection with each other. It really is. So anyways, you have a great day. I said the things that make me different as a therapist. I'm sure I can think of more as well, because I also have a mouth that isn't always Oh, without cussing like a sailor. I can cuss like a sailor. I'm like, this was nothing. But I just wanted to put it out there that, what makes me different. And I'll have more on my list, I'm sure, as time goes on. But for now, Elise is able to think of about 12 different things that I'm different than all the other therapists out there. Another thing I just thought of is that I don't have the rooms all dark and dreary. I don't know about you, but I hated going into those doctor appointments with the psychiatrist where they're so dark and they just got a little light on. And it's like, that's depressing. No wonder why you got it dark. You have a depressing for people. So they talk about depressing problems. You don't talk about solutions, Anyways, I guess that's why I'm one hell of a tough woman. I mean, I went through a hell of a lot last month. The day after my grandpa died, I was taken and doing Reiki sessions already. After Glenn was born and my near death, I also took and went back to hypnotizing people a couple days later. It's a week later, actually, 7 days to be exact. And then, finding about my sister having problems. And then, like I said, my grandpa dying, and then all these other things. And I'm just like, damn, I'm very strong. I'm extremely strong. So if you don't want somebody as strong as I am to help you through your problems, that's fine. Some will, some won't. So who's next? Make it a great day. Remember, you have a choice whether or not you want to heal. Follow me online on Instagram, healing at The Healing for the Soul. Follow me on TikTok. It should be Robin Stoltman or Robin Ann Stoltman or Healing for the Soul. You'll find me somewhere. It's between the two. I keep it all. So, anyway, make it a great day. We all got shit we go through, and I'll tell you right now, if my shit that I've gone through is not enough to inspire you to become greater than you already are, then I can't help you, and nobody else can either. So just take your money. Have a great day.